Hello everybody, welcome to another one of my videos. Today I actually want to do a quick showcase over the exciting new Dungeons plugin called Mythic Dungeons. Yes, it is part of the Mythic Craft plugin, so you know exactly where to find it, and if you don't, I'll leave a link in the description for you all. It's a really exciting new plugin. It takes everything that DXL was going to be, or was, and it's moving it forward into the newer Minecraft versions where DXL left off. And of course, you know, having Mythic in the name means it is compatible with the Mythic plugins, which is amazing because, well, you know me, I'm a Mythic mob maker, so that's like what all of my videos pretty much are. So, you know, it's going to be very, very important to me personally. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things it does. Yeah. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and go into a thing here, MD edit test one. I want to let you all know that none of you are going to have this actively available. This is a world that I decided to go ahead and set up for this showcase, so don't expect it to be there whenever you first load this plugin. We will go over how to do all that stuff in a coming tutorial, I promise. But for now, let's go ahead and just take a look at some of the base things that we have set here. Right now, I got a teleporter set up, key dispenser, a key item multifunction block, which doesn't really do much right now. One of the doors opens on a signal, a mob spawner, really cool because you can see right there where it says Horde Zombie. That's actually the name of my mob. That's my mythic mob specifically. It's not just some any old zombie. No, that's one I made in a mob file. It's really, really cool that it hooks into that because you can use whatever mobs you want. You can use general mobs, you can use ones that you set up in mythic mobs. There's just so much you can do with it. I highly recommend looking into it. It's very, very cool. Again, more doors. As you can see, this one has a different trigger from that one. That one says unsignal start. This one says Horde Zombie Death. Sorry, I kind of made these the lower half. You can make it any half of the door and it'll still work. Probably recommend using the top half like I failed to do because it's just easier to read in case you ever need to look at it for anything. You can see it on this side, but if not, then just put it on top. Put it on the top half. That's all I'm going to say. And then finish dungeon, right click. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick playthrough of all this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do MD leave. And then MD play test 1. Alright, here we go. So we're going to do a quick little playthrough of what's to come. We said that was going to be our teleporter block, so if I walk within a certain radius of it right now, because I have it set to a higher radius, I'm going to teleport. I also have a key dispenser set somewhere right here in the middle, but first let's go ahead and check this out. Yeah, see, bam! Teleported me way over here. What's really cool is you can see I'm walking over it and it's no longer teleporting me. You can actually change that. You can change it to teleport you once, twice, infinitely, or, you know, no times at all for whatever reason you would want that to happen. But that's, you know, it's fine. So there's that. Here's the key that I configured. You can actually change the key to be whatever specific item you want. Yes, I said specific item, not meaning just gold sword. No, you can have NBT data and all of that stuff, whatever you want. It's really, really cool. So next was this little block here. I had this set as my lock block, meaning if I right click it with this sword, which is acting in place of a key because I wanted a gold sword to be the key, it will open that door right there. So if I right click, bam, key's gone, door's open. How cool is that? And there's just so much you can set up for that too. You can have so many different like key drops, keys, spawners, whatever the case. You can have your mob drop the keys if you want to and make it like a chance-based thing to unlock extra loot. I think I'm going to utilize that, to be honest. So, you know, I think there's just so much to play around with. That's going to be really, really, really exciting for all this. Next, that block right there was the one that spawns mobs if I go within a certain radius. So if I go past these doors, bam, mob opens. Now, there's no way to set exactly where you have to walk to for it to open. I mean, you can use like a very specific location. However, say you were to turn this whole room into a box, I don't think it would account for the box itself. I think it's just a circle-based radius. Not sure. I'll have to play around with it some more, but to what I found, that's the case. Either way, still really cool. You notice that it spawned when we walked within a certain radius, so you can see we have different triggers. This was a right click, this was in radius, this was on signal, that was on death. As soon as I killed the zombie, these doors open, and now this is my finishing block. If I right click it, this dungeon is going to be Dunzo. And look at that, we are back to where we started, back at my server lobby. Really cool, right? I think so. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into it real quick. MD edit test 1. Pardon me, allergies and such. So what's fun is we get this cool little feather tool called the function builder. Now, in order to use it, you have to right-click a block with it. You can't just click it in the air. I don't know if that's something that's going to be changing here soon. I hope it is, because it'd be cool to be able to put one like exactly where you are. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. But if you right-click a block, you get this list here. It seems like a pretty small list, but then when you start clicking on the individual icons, oh, look at that. There's even more inside. You know, respawn points. You can have revive points, block to leave the dungeon, a signal sender, which is what that blue block over there is that opens that door over there. Lives editor, you can change lives, you can decrease them, add them, set them, whatever you want to do. Really fun, really cool. I think that would make for some pretty fun minigame based dungeons. Start dungeon for if you have a lobby, finish dungeon for when you finish the dungeon. Yep. Okay, player functions. So you got messages, item dispenser, teleporter, title sender, key dispenser, loot tables, rewards, random rewards. These two, I haven't figured out the entire difference yet. You know, that'll come in the future. Still really cool though. You have a lot of options here. And as you can see, it gives you in the, an example in the tooltip that you can literally make whatever loot you want just using a command. Dungeon loot, create, to create or edit a loot table. I really appreciate the fact that the developer took time to add some tooltips to these just so that way you guys have a more clear idea. Very nice. I respect them a ton for it. So next, location functions, mob spawner. As you saw, that was that blue block over there that spawned a mob when I came close. Block editor can, you know, place or remove blocks. Redstone plays a sound, opens a door. This one's very specific to where you place it at. This only works where you place it at. If you try, like, if you set it like right where I'm standing and then expect it to open the door over there, it's not going to work. It has to be put where a door is going to be. And then allow block place or break. That's pretty straightforward. And last one, meta functions. This is really cool because this is where you can get some randomization set. So, you know, you got your repeater, it'll keep repeating a function over and over and over, which could be cool, you know, if you want like loot explosions that just never end. Delayed function, you can have a function happen but after a delay. So like say you have a boss spawning and you have something set up to where like a door will open after some dialogue, you can totally do that. Function randomizer, this one's gonna be really cool because then you can spawn random amounts of mobs, random levels of mobs, whatever you want to do with it. It's entirely random and it's very fun. I love this. Next, command sender runs commands as the players, ops, or console. You guys will have seen that if you've used the Mythic mobs you know, plugin. There's a command mechanic it runs the same as that does. Multifunction runs multiple functions. As you can see, the one I have over there has a thing over it that says multifunction. Right now it only does one thing because I only set it to do one thing, but you can have it do as many as you want. And then Mythic skill can perform a skill from your Mythic mob skills files. That's really cool. That's also going to be very situational. You know, you want to be careful about how you go about using that. It will, you know, you gotta make sure everything you use from there is going to be location based because I don't think you can set like a caster. I think it's just location based. So something to keep in mind. But as you can see, there's just so much stuff. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick little thing here. We're going to set a mob spawner. Because I want to be able to show you guys. Mob spawner. When you create a function, this is where you also get your triggers. You can see signal receiver, which is how my doors over there worked. Dungeon start, that'll only work if you have a lobby. You know, you've got when a block is placed or broken at a location. Whenever a player sends a message that has specific words in it, or whatever you want, of course. When a certain number of players have died, right clicks, you know, detects within radius, and then a key item. You know, you got more stuff like this. And gate or gate, you have logic. You can make it to where multiple things have to be in play at one time, which is really cool. That's a bit too big brain for me personally, but you know, I'm sure most of you guys can come up with something really awesome for it. Death counter, redstone receiver, you know, those are pretty straightforward. I use the death counter actually for the doors over there. I use a signal for the ones way over here on the right, but as you can see, there's just so much. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna do player detector, and here we're gonna do a quick view of some of the stuff. So this is your trigger, as you can see. You can set some conditions. You can set the distance, the amount of players that have to be in there, and how many times it's going to activate. If you have it set to trigger for every player present, that means every player that comes across this is going to activate this spawner one time. However, if you have it set to trigger once, it's only going to trigger one time. Let's go ahead and hit back. You can set your mob name. Right now you can do, like, as you can see, it's just a base zombie, but you can make it set like how I have over there, where it's horde zombie. So I'm going to go ahead and type in zombie. We're going to leave it as that. Mythic mob level. This is a really cool part. You can set the mob levels if you want. I don't know if you can randomize it or do a range, but you can do specific levels. You can set the amount. We'll just set 1. Spawn delay, you know, that's pretty straightforward. You walk across it, delay, bam. Spawn interval. This is how many times the mobs will keep spawning, assuming your thing keeps repeating. And we're gonna go ahead and set to 0. And then mob direction, it's really cool. You can literally, it'll just go to where you're looking at, so you can stand where you want it to be. Oops. And right click. And the last little cool thing too is, yeah, if you want to get out of any kind of option thing really quickly, you can always, yeah, so like see how I have that there? If I go ahead and hold shift, I'm back to the function builder. Now, one thing I do hope they'll change is that they'll add another icon, so that way, you know, you can have a back. Like, say you accidentally click on something and you don't want to. Sometimes it's hard to remember that shift is your way out of it. You know, I hope they'll add a new little item to help get out of that menu, just in case you forget. Because like I said, for a while, excuse me, for a while I had no idea shift was the case. I kind of did it on accident and went back to this. I don't think many players are going to get the idea that, you know, you're going to hold shift in order to get out of it. They do say it in the wiki, but I still think it'd probably be a good idea to add some sort of other icon down here to get out of this menu. But you know, that'll be determined in the future. We'll see what they come up with. But pretty much this is our showcase, everybody. As you can see, there's so much to it, and it can be quite overwhelming. However, there's so much versatility to it, so much you can do. I really, really, really hope you all come up with some cool stuff. If you haven't already, like I said, check it out. I'll have a link in the description to the download right now. There's a free version and a paid version. Right now, if you use the free version, you can only make 2 dungeons, and that price is going to go up sometime in the near future. So I highly recommend you get on it now. It might have already gone up by the time you see this video. Who knows? Definitely go check it out. It is $20 US at the moment. I think it is worth every penny. So, thank you all so much for watching my showcase, and, well, I can't wait to see you in the first tutorial.